All right, you can say hi to YouTube now. What's going on, YouTube? Today is a very, very special day because one of my longtime supporters, Young Swansea, has dropped an album, and he was very generous and donated $30 to the channel and requested that I listen to his album. Now, that is something that you can do as well. It doesn't have to be your project. It could be an album of your choosing. I am still running this promotion on the channel for the time being. Take advantage of it because I will not be doing so very, very soon. Get your high YouTubes in. Now's the time. So, as Young Swansea is well aware, the $30 is just for me to react to the album. It's not for me to like the album or to pretend to like the album. So I will be very honest and I will give criticism where I feel it is due out of respect for him and his artistry. I want him to know how I think he can improve. Now, I'm not a professional or anything, but you know, I feel like I owe him that, to be as honest as I can be. So I don't want anybody getting the idea that just because this was a donated, requested album that I'm going to pretend to enjoy it. Now that said, I've heard a couple of Swansea's tracks before. I expect this to be very enjoyable. It is a shorter album. It's 12 tracks, 30 minutes. I'm going into it with an open mind. But like I said, this is most likely going to be a really fun album to listen to. So with that said, support the channel any way that you see fit. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for clicking on this video because, well, by supporting me and this video, you also support the up-and-coming artists that I get to put you guys onto. So I'm sure Young Swansea appreciates the views as well. And I will leave a link to his album in the description. So if you want to check that out, you absolutely can as well. The album's name is called Vindictive. And like I said, his name is Young Swansea. Swansii. All right? So feel free to check him out and yeah, support these guys. All right? I appreciate you, Swansea, as always. I'm predicting this album to be better than the Subaru Boys album. I am as well. So with that said, we're going to jump into it. As always, guys, in the chat, feel free if you want to play sound effects, if you want to react to the songs yourselves, if you want to put your thoughts in the chat, or just spam emotes and have emotes flying all over the place. Enjoy yourselves. Track 1 is Vindictive Shit. Fuck these bitches, they ain't nothing but hoes. W start to the album. Have I heard this one before? The guitar riff sounds a little familiar. You might have showed me like a demo of this one. I don't know. I can't stand vindictive shit. I can't stand vindictive shit. I can't make some heads now. I can sack up all these damn. I can't stand vindictive. Yo, this beat's great, man. I do wish the synths in the background, they're playing really catchy melodies. I wish they were just a little bit louder. Your voice is kind of like overpowering a lot of the instrumentals right now. So I would have loved to hear those melodies be a little bit more supportive in that background, but I can still make them out, and the melodies are very catchy. The energy is here, that rager energy is here, and I really like it. Hook is repetitive, yeah. I forgot to mention that as well, yeah. Zach out here looking like a carpenter, like a lumberjack, bro. Swansea, W intro, I think. I told you my issues with the mix. That's really the only issue I had with it. Oh, and the hook is just a little bit repetitive. So like towards the end, I wouldn't have repeated it as much. I think, yeah, it's still a short enough intro that it's like it's fun, it's energetic, it's got the catchy melodies in the background. Like it's automatically, the energy is high. It's off to a great start. Fantano called he wants his flannel back. Stop it. Fantano couldn't. I almost called him Flantano. Fantano could never wear this flannel. It's too big for him. I'm too much man. Track 2, get concerts. For concerts, oh. Get turned. And the chat, he said, for concerts. I feel you, man. I do the money dance. I'm about to put you on some shit that you ain't never seen. Oh, the 808 switch up is cool. I got 3 bitches in the group chat. It's crazy, bro. Like they all know about each other. You niggas be some fiends, a mama lit, she on 10. I'm fucking both her friends, I'm saying a little bitch. I think the humming that just started in the background is slightly off key. Everything else is really cool. I like it. Posture check myself. Fucked her and both of her friends and got 3 bitches in a group chat. Continuity, exactly. This is the sort of attention to detail that I appreciate coming from the chat, bro. Yeah, you see that, Swansea? W for the continuity, bro. Keeping it consistent. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, there's not much to really like dive into. It's not super layered and super lyrical. It's a banger. It's a smash. You know what I mean? It's what it is. It's for the energy. It's for the hype. It's for the shows. It's gonna get people moshing, and that's enough sometimes. You know what I mean? So yeah. Track 3, Money Bag. Oh my God, bro. Just kicking this 808. Slack me in the face. I'm on my bullshit like my name was Benny, bro. Oh my God.
I'm fucking fast. I got motherfucking cash, motherfucking bag. For that bitch head like a tree, I'll leave her crying. Get they bitches, they can't fuck with me. I'm too lit, straight up sick. I'm finna talk my shit for about a minute. And my bitch fucking mad, cause I'm fucking fast. I got motherfucking cash.
CDXX, it's no need for the pause. It is what it is. We're gonna have some meat in the chat. Flying meat, bro, all around the screen. I need it. All right. Yeah, no, Money Bag. Similar thoughts to that last track. The energy is great. Like I love super energetic rage sort of stuff. Obviously, it's not for when you're feeling super introspective and laid back. Like this is that stuff that's super easy to listen to if you're feeling, like you need a lift, like a boost to your energy. If you want to get pumped up. This is just the stuff that's so easy to put on in the background and just go crazy to it. You know what I mean? And I feel like Swansii understands that. And so he's kept these tracks hard and short, like my meat. So it's like, it's a really quick, like, energy boost. And then next one. You know what I mean? It's awesome. What the hell is today? Just another Monday, bro. Swansii, how do I say this? Is it Raux? Is that how you say it? Or is it like Rax? I don't see how the L fits in there, though. Swansii said relax. Oh, I'm such a dummy. All right, my bad. Swear to God, I feel like this in a long ass time. Bruh, W melody in the background. This is my favorite so far. W melody in the background. Right now, I'm loving your flow. I think the mix on your vocals here sounds like it fits the track a little bit more than those last few ones. I'm digging your performance on this one. The drums have the really cool bounce. The 808 isn't overly distorted or aggressive. Like this is just like, it's hitting that sweet spot where I like it, man. Oh, Jeffrey's in the chat. Let's go, man. What's up? That one yeah in the background sounds like it took it out of you a little bit, man. It sounds like that one was tough to get out. I love how you're being melodic here too. Definitely explore this more often. This sounds awesome. Patreon playlist. Maybe not the high-pitched stuff though. The high-pitched stuff sounds a little rough. Yeah, I kind of gave you my thoughts on that one throughout the track. That's my favorite so far. The next track is Don't Talk to Me, featuring YNG Tay-Mac. W melody too. The harmonic frequencies on this 808 are clashing with your vocals just a little bit. I would have EQ'd them to. I mean, I wouldn't have taken them away because I like that fuzzy 808 sound, but I would have definitely tried to make your vocal fit a little bit better with this 808. There are some off-key notes on the auto-tune in that lower register. Yes, I was gonna say that as well. This is off-key.
Thinking about better things. I fucked that bitch and now she's stuck and I'm like, damn, no way.
I really like the beat though. I'm not mad at this feature, Swansii, but I do think you sounded better on this track than he did. So like I said, my issues with this were some of those notes that the auto-tune was pushing your vocals into. Higher frequencies in the 808 were clashing with your vocals just a little bit. I also think the feature was just okay. But those are my opinions. You said this is the one that's getting, the most plays on the album. So, maybe it resonates with a lot of people. I think maybe it's partially due to the, super melodic synths and that bell, the really nice bouncy drums. I feel like that might be carrying for a lot of people. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. It's still not bad. I just do prefer the previous track. Leave Me Alone Today.
Bitches hurting me. She steady making fake page, trying to star me. Yeah. Only a nigga you heard is your father. I just fuck him, dismiss him. I don't even kiss him. I don't even motherfucking bother. Yeah. Getting these perp, double up in a red. Everybody be so blind. Time to shine. Get the I told my mama I'm stop sipping cause it's hurting me. But hold up.
This one's good. I don't think it's extremely. I'll let the track end and give my thoughts on it. Yeah, W Synths. I like this track well enough. It's not sticking out to me as like a standout track off of the album. It's also not bad. You know, it's just, it's cool. I don't think I would skip it, but I also wouldn't come back specifically to it. You know what I mean? It's cool. It's a cool song.
I keep on telling you I don't care about your boyfriend. I'm sipping lean.
Oh, this one's a little smoother.
My girlfriend. Sipping red, I'm smoking weed, I'm feeling faded. I can't fuck with that little bitch cause she out. Niggas, they be hating. I be praying for some better days.
I haven't mentioned this throughout the entire album, but I mean, it probably goes without saying. It's clear the like Travis Scott, Playboi Carti, kind of like young nudie Lil Uzi sort of like influences here are, you know, they're pretty obvious, I think. And that's not a bad thing. I really like how smooth this beat is. This is definitely one of the more laid back tracks, but I do like it.
I'm sipping lean, so that shit just like my girlfriend. I'm sipping red, I'm smoking weed, I'm feeling faded.
Another thing I'll say about the influences is that on one hand, you have to be a little careful, and I'm not saying that this is the case here. I'm saying in the future, you want to be careful enough that you don't sound like you're biting their sound and you're still sounding unique. On the other hand, the fact that you can tell who your influences are means that you're doing the sound justice. You're kind of like emulating that sound and doing it well enough that it's recognizable, but you also don't want to push it too far and sound like you're biting their style. You got to find that sweet spot. You know what I mean? Not feeling this one, to be honest. The cadence is kind of weird and it reminds me of Nav. Yikes. I think it might be the vocal inflection. It was a little nasally, and Nav's voice is very, very nasally. Never Be the Same. W melodies, man. Whoever you got to produce these tracks is really, really fire. It does sound like it has a Yeet influence as well. I don't know if Swansii listens to Yeet. He can let me know in the chat. I mean, Yeet kind of owns the bells now. No, very slight, very slight. I think it's mostly just the bells that remind us of him. The plucks here are really, really good. The plucky melody is fire. That's a short and sweet, fun track, man. Not mad at that one. Top.
I want a phone so I can go score up the lot. Bad little bitch with a bottom, but I want the top. I'm sipping that lean just to get me some sleep. We spend the bitches to get something to eat. She only mop and get popped like a pill. I only got bands, but I want a bill. We up at the top, we up on the hill. I'm so fucking high, I'm flowing like a spaceship in this bitch.
Yeah. The really high-pitched stuff doesn't really work for me, I think.
Got these flows, but it's not cheap. Want my birthday pick on my sober, I'm just like hell no. I'm trapped up in the dark, I don't know where to go. She only my band, you know she a freak. I want some dollars, no gold in my teeth.
I like the hook on this one. It's pretty catchy. Yeah, that one's cool. I like the hook, man. Young Swansii, Zona, and Fear, Handle Me. I think the sound selection for the hi-hats could be a little bit better. I like the 808 patterns though, and I think the synths sound really good. I hear those Pierre Bourne sound effects too, man. This synth bass sounds really cool. Jeff, it seems that way, I think, because, I mean, you've been very vocal about the things you dislike about a lot of these tracks, but you haven't really highlighted anything positive, you know what I mean? So it just feels like hating. Yeah, I like that track, man. I think that production's pretty dope, too. There are some things that could have been done better. I think the hi-hat sound could have been a little bit better. I think the snare could either be a little louder or the sound for the snare could be a little bit crisper. But I really like the melodies. I think the synths sound really cool. The 808 is definitely knocking. And the vocal processing for a lot of the artists on here was pretty dope, too. Just to feel.
I be sipping on this hat just to feel it. I be step my feelings to the ceiling.
That's how the Jeffrey versus Duddy kind of rivalry started, even though it's not really a rivalry. The counter melodies here are really cool too, along with the lead. I like the melodies you're singing too, Swansii. The hook is catchy. I really like the melody he sings during the hooks. Yeah, this one's a W, Swansii. I really like this one a lot, man. This is one of my favorites as well. I'm gonna let it play into the last track, Codeine Rain. I could use a little more volume on this clap. And actually, I think for one of the first times on this project, the keys are actually drowning out your vocals just a little bit, Swansii. Yeah, this mix sounds a little messy because of those keys and the heavy reverb on the background vocals. I like the whistling lead too. Yeah, I think that track has potential. It could do with a little bit, of a better mix though, I think. I think that about a lot of these songs. I think that a lot of these songs have great potential. Melodic, charismatic performances from you, but to their detriment, a lot of them sound like demos. A lot of them sound like they belong on a mixtape. A lot of them sound like the mix is just slightly lacking. Sometimes the auto-tune messes up some of your notes. I feel like that's really what brings a lot of these tracks down slightly. Because for the most part, the beats are really bouncy, the energy is great, the sound design is fire, your performance is solid, the hooks are catchy enough. They do exactly what you want them to. They get people off their feet, they get people moving. The rage tracks are very energetic, the smoother tracks are smooth. I think that the mix, if you manage to get somebody to mix these songs professionally, they could sound really, really good. Now, like I said, yeah, exactly what Jeffrey just said. You got to find a sweet spot so that you can still pay homage to your influences, but still sound like yourself, because there's a balance there. There's a balance there that you have to find. You want to sound like yourself and still, have people know who your influences are, but not sound like you're trying to sound exactly like them. You know what I mean? If you find that sweet spot and you polish up the mixes a little bit, you're golden. You're golden. You know what I mean? That said, I still think this project was pretty enjoyable to listen to. I love that you kept it on the short side. It is 12 tracks, but it's under 30 minutes, just shy of 30 minutes. Very easy to listen to. I did get a couple of tracks on my playlist. For the most part, your energy is great. Your confidence is there. You can only get better as long as you keep making music. You know what I mean? So I would definitely keep at this, man. I had a lot of fun listening to it. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Apply whatever you feel is valid. Same goes for the opinions in the chat, of course. But if I had to rate this out of a 10, I'd say maybe 6.5. 6.5. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's above average. I had fun, man. I had fun. So Swansii, thank you so much for sending this in. I appreciate your support of the channel as well. To everybody who's watching this on YouTube, if you have an album that you really want me to listen to and you also feel like supporting the channel, there is a Streamlabs link in the description. Send in $30 with a link to the album you want me to listen to in the message box, and it gets added to the queue of albums that I am going to listen to. All right? Swansii, I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you so much for sending this in. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Everybody stay safe. As always, peace out.